The newest season of Digimon gave us the return of Meiko's partner in Digimon Tri, Meicoomon, with possibly some meta commentary on the way the fandom perceived Meicoomon and Meiko's role in Tri. Plus, it gave us some of the most unsettling Digimon storytelling yet with the usage of Betsumon, a Digimon I absolutely hate. This guy is the worst. Just look at him, he's the worst. I know they want us to have a gross defensive reaction to Betsumon, and well, I don't know what to tell you, mission accomplished I guess. I wanted this guy off screen every time he was on screen. So let's recap and discuss the 32nd episode of Digimon Ghost Game. It'll be a shorter video this week, but hey, if you want more content from me and you didn't see it already, I put out a video all about Metabots earlier this week. It's me explaining why it's the perfect time to bring it back with a sequel or a reboot series, and I have a guest in that video, Joe Motiku, who is the English voice actor for Metabee. He pops in. Lots of love went into that video, so please check it out after this. I'll link to it in the pinned comment, but it should be pretty easy to find just on my channel. Ghost Game 32 is a case where a Gammamon lookalike one day shows up and takes over the little dinosaur's life. Many suspected after hearing the premise of this week's episode that Betsumon was the monster of the week, and I was hoping they were wrong just so I wouldn't have to look at this little freakish face, but the theories were in fact correct. It's not explained exactly why the other characters don't see Betsumon's weird face on Gammamon's body the way we do and start to ask questions, but it can be assumed there's some kind of ability at play where the people viewing Betsumon aren't seeing what the viewer sees. In their minds it looks just like Gammamon, and the longer Betsumon integrates, people stop recognizing the real Gammamon, and he's left with no place in Hiro's dorm. He heads to a rainy park to soak in his sadness, giving us one of the all-time cutest and all-time saddest Gammamon scenarios. While sitting out in the rain, Gammamon meets a Meicoomon. This Digimon tells us that it was the latest victim of Betsumon's life stealing. It asks what it did to deserve this, and then explains how it lost everything in a flash, that it's no longer sure who it is anymore. It wonders if maybe the Betsumon that took over its life is the real Meicoomon, just having a total identity crisis. Then it seems to fade away entirely. Unclear if this is just a dramatic exit or if the implication is that a Digimon who's been replaced will eventually fade away in time once people's memories of it fades. Either way, it's dramatic and unsettling. I couldn't help but wonder if this scene with Meicoomon, with the dark weather and the choice to use Meicoomon, was an intentional creator commentary on that character's role in Tri. I know these are two different productions, but Meiko and her Digimon were not perceived very well by the audience who watched Tri, at least not the English-speaking audience. Once Tri ended, people were very eager to never talk about Meiko and Meicoomon again, and so something about Meicoomon standing here in the rain asking what it did to deserve this cruel fate, why it lost everything, how it's been forgotten. Yeah, it kind of felt like Meicoomon from Tri was asking the fandom why we were so mean to it during Tri. To be clear, this certainly isn't the Meicoomon from Tri. They have totally different voices. Betsumon makes its intentions clear and is in fact one of many Betsumon who are now trying to replace all of Hiro's dorm, including the humans. Again, I hate this and how creepy and gross looking it is, but this is technically not a complaint because this is a light horror themed show, so the fact it made me feel so repulsed is a win, not a loss. I was wondering how the conflict would be resolved and how Hiro would snap out of it and realize which Gammamon was the real one. It comes down to a chocolate eating contest, which was an adequate resolution. It did the trick. Gammamon was able to eat way more chocolate than the Betsumon pretending to be Gammamon, and Hiro realized that the real Gammamon would never tap out when it came to eating chocolate. You know, it's cute and kind of funny. I was maybe expecting something more heartfelt or impactful that really demonstrates the two's bond, but it was a pretty goofy episode and goofy setup, so I kind of don't mind a goofy resolution. Gammamon then unloads on the army of Betsumon, first in champion form, then in ultimate as Kano Weissmon, and that's pretty much our episode. Very satisfying to watch Kano just demolish these Betsumon since I hate their guts so much, and Gammamon gets some affirmation from the other members of the team at the end of the episode that they all know who he is. It was a pretty good time all around. Not my favorite Ghost Game episode, but not offensive other than how ugly Betsumon is. Although it didn't push the story of Ghost Game forward, I don't mind that as long as the show presents new scenarios. I really only complain about the story when it's either following a very clear episode format that we've used before, or it's hinting that it's going to be story impactful and then kind of shies away. This one never marketed itself to be a story-centric episode, and it was definitely a unique premise and scenario with Gammamon being replaced by a clone, so I had a good time with this one. Let me know what you thought. As always, did you get what I'm saying with the Meicoomon standing out in the rain having felt like kind of a commentary on Tri and its new characters? And are you with me on hating Betsumon's guts, or do you for some reason like that little freak? Comment below, subscribe if you haven't so that we can try to get to 30,000 subscribers by the end of the year. Once again, check out that Metabots video if you want more content from me this week. I'm super proud of it. Have an excellent week, and I'll see you in the next video.